What's up guys, it's Talon here. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you the tier list of the best competitive augments in the new season. Alright, let's just jump right in. Starting off, we have the Chug Gunner. Unfortunately, this augment is not in competitive. However, if it was, I'd probably put it in the A tier. Having it pretty much infinite heals is fantastic, and everyone knows this was a meta back in Chapter 2. Unfortunately, not in competitive though. Coming up next is Aerialist, which is a repeat of last season. I'm going to put this in the A tier. If you combo this with the new Katana or Kinetic Blade, I think it's really fantastic, and it's one of the few things for movement. This also makes Arena a whole lot better, being able to push fights and not just playing a running simulator, which is one of my biggest things that I look for in movement or in an augment. So I really am enjoying this augment. Next up, we have more parkour, which is an F. I don't even believe hurdling actually works anymore. I never select this augment. For me, this is a complete waste of time, and I just don't know why it's on here. Next up, we have the Kinetic Blade Refresh. This also gets an F. If you use the Kinetic Blade, it only has a 10-second cooldown, so getting an elimination to reset it is really not that big a deal. If you use it 3 times with Aerialist, by the time you hit the ground, you're already going to have refreshes with your Kinetic Blade, so I don't even understand the purpose of this perk. Next up is the Treasure Hunt perk, which essentially just marks all the chests in a new POI. This isn't that bad. I'm still going to give it a D. Though, I mean, I'm never really selecting it. It doesn't really help me competitive wise. I have visual sound effects on. I have pretty good map knowledge as well. I know where chests are. I don't need like a visual reminder to go find them. It is pretty helpful if you just get res in your shambles and you can go look and see what's not looted. That's really kind of the only use I could possibly see for it, but it's not that great of an augment in my opinion. Next up, we have Dumpster Dive. You do get some decent loot out of this. However, it's like POI dependent, and if there isn't a dumpster, it's really not that good of an augment. I think it's just more mid. Not the best, but at least you get some like sort of health shield and maybe better weapons out of it, so it's kind of decent. Coming up next, we have Jelly Angler. I'll have this at B. It's good, especially at the higher levels of competitive. For Surge, you get infinite jellies and you can out heal Surge, and if you're shambles, this is a great way to get basically unshambles and get shield. However, you know, taking the time to fish is not that great, but this was a repeat augment, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier. I think it's really pretty overall a solid augment. I don't know what this augment is, so I'm just gonna assume it's not a competitive. It looks like to me it's like the Shadow Bomb. I have no idea is what it looks like to me, but don't remember selecting that, so it's not in competitive. Bloodhound, this is gonna get an F as well. I think the only gun compatible with this augment in competitive is like the Cobra DMR, and pretty much every weapon in the entire loot pool is better than the Cobra DMR in my opinion. It's like got one of the weirdest reticles, and its hit scan is weird, and I would just take a red eye, which is a lot more accurate in my opinion, so this just gets an F for me. And next up, we have Keymaster. Keymaster, by far, without a doubt, this season is the best augment in the entire chapter. This is due to the fact that basically you can go from rags to riches. You go to a lockbox, you get 2 keys from Keymaster, you're going from maybe like a gray maven to a gold havoc. What they've done with these lockboxes is almost all of them for 2 keys have a gold havoc, and you'll even be lucky enough sometimes to find a singular key and get, you know, a gold havoc. And if you already have a key, you could combo this up. Essentially, let's say you already have a key, you get Keymaster, you get a gold havoc and like 6 splashes, or you know, 3 shieldfish, and you're just going to be absolutely stacked. It's really great when you're having like poor RNG, or you win up your off spawn fight in your shambles. So this is by far, in my opinion, the best augment of the entire season thus far. Next up is this medium. I don't remember the exact name of it, but essentially you get increased magazine size with your medium. This is like decent. However, this is like more pertinent at the higher levels of Fortnite. Like if you're running around Arena, you're carrying a twin mag or a pistol. In Arena, like it's really not that serious, but the higher levels of competitive Fortnite where there's Surge, you definitely need like medium ammo to get your long range tags and all that stuff. So this is a pretty decent augment, in my opinion. I'll put it in the B tier. Next up, we have Light Fingers. I'm gonna put that in the A category just for me personally. Like everyday playing Arena, you're carrying either like twin mag or you're carrying essentially a pistol. The only time you're really carrying a rifle in Arena is if you get the pulse rifle, which is like the most broken gun I can remember in a long time, and maybe that might make But that's very situational. That's only if you claim the flag or somehow kill the team that has the pulse rifle, and there's really only, one. I think there's only 2 in the game at a time, so it's really situational. On light fingers, I'm always using light ammo, so I think this is a very solid augment, especially for everyday arena. Coming up next is shotgun recycle, and this is basically means like you don't use ammunition. This is kind of like, I select this one a little bit because you use your shotgun a ton, so this can be really helpful in fights, and especially like if you have like a Maven or a Combat and you're just wasting a lot of ammo just because it's not that powerful as a shotgun. This could be really useful, so you don't have to be so conscientious of reload. This isn't a bad perk at all, and with how much you use your shotgun in Fortnite, I'm gonna put it in the B tier. It's pretty solid. Coming up next is Slap Surplus, and I use this quite a bit. This can kind of help you a little bit when you're shambles. I'm gonna put it in the B tier as well. I don't think it's game breaking, kind of like the Splash Medic was. I feel like this is a much more balanced Splash Medic. It gives you like a solid 15 HP and a little bit of movement, and there is very little movement if you don't have a kinetic blade, so this could be another way if you're not fortunate enough to get a kinetic blade. However, they're pretty common, so but getting 15 shield and being able to run fast is not the bad. The worst thing, your shambles, you can get out of POI quickly, so I think this augment is pretty solid. We put in the B tier. Coming next, we have munition slide. Now they just nerfed this, unfortunately, but in its prime, like at the highest levels of Fortnite, when you're using your ARs, this was gonna go in the A tier. I don't know how to really rate it now, because this was just released in the last couple of days. I do find it funny how this augment was tweaked and nerfed before Danger Hero and Forecast were, and those augments last season were way stronger in my opinion. So I have a lot in the B tier. I'm gonna probably put it at A. And yeah, I don't know. I wish it was just stayed the way it was. It was really good, and like not a lot of the augments in my opinion this season are impactful. That one was, and it got nerfed and made it less impactful. So the only one that still pretty much reigns supreme is Keymaster. And then Sniper Surplus, this is obviously not going to be in competitive. There's no snipers in competitive. Let me go over this list real quick. Let's see, I kind of want to change. I think I'm actually going to move this down into the C tier with how little I really use medium. The only time I'm really using medium is if I get a pulse rifle, which is like maybe once every 3 games. And this is for arena. Maybe I'd like it more for tournaments, but those haven't started yet, and I'm making this list now. So this is my tier list, guys. Comment down below if you agree, or you think I missed any augments that you would like higher, or you think that I'm just not rating these accurately. I want to know y'all's opinions down below. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.